Kenosha today.
Hello again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
What am I to What do I know? Somebody said something like this. I'll get it. He falls off the back of the stage, takes down a couple of the prop trees we got. Down goes Lenny. I said, boy, what was in that water? Well, it wasn't water. I love Lenny Kitson.
Get through what you got to get through, Scott. We'll come back around to it.
We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid?
My Chester model is only
12.5. extra 2,500 gets you the. Yeah.
This certainly beats the $9.99 blow-up doll I got in my closet right now.
I think that was like $19.99.
Well, you got the half price discount, didn't you? After my wedding. Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway. Right? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow. Things haven't changed. Hell of a show. Dead people and perverts and degenerates. Kind of fits right in here. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the October 14th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. Coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP, streaming worldwide and booming across the rain-drenched cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, our Director of Cybersecurity, a former CEO at Equifax, and are you doing any counseling for the Weinstein guy? Or Weinstein?
Well, not counseling. It's been a very busy week, Scott. No, I've had the Pervert World architectural team has gone into, high gear designing the Harvey Weinstein condominium towers down there. So that's
we're going to have enough room for everybody?
I don't know. It's you think Foxconn was a big development. Well, I think we're going to need more room for
we
this
could
thing.
have Bill Clinton come in and Anthony
Bill Cosby?
Willie the Wiener and Cosby. We're not going to have enough room for all the perverts.
Yeah,
then don't forget us.
We may have to look for a new TIF district, I think. So that's
yeah. What do we call that? Perverts TIF or?
Well, I don't know. I'll let the mayor worry about that.
Yeah. I'm sure he's got that right on his to-do list, right?
Up there on the agenda.
As always with us this morning, our video coordinator, the master of being politically incorrect, Spider Ronnie, the camera dude, joins us here to capture all the action as it happens.
Morning, everybody.
That's it. Engineering the Kenosha Today Trolley Ride this morning. Once again, Wacky Wayne is here, pushing all the right buttons. So we hope. And
here's to hoping.
There's I know you're just all jacked up because October is Roadkill Month here in the Tri-County area.
I do love Roadkill Month.
So I don't know what you do down in Antioch. How do you celebrate?
Very carefully. Very carefully.
You know what you could do on your way home? You could take the old Green Bay Road south and pick up some fresh possum or skunk.
Well, there's a lot of stuff out there,
and try to impress.
Yeah, right.
And try to impress the missus because remember next week is Sweetest Day.
True.
And we have a special announcement that involves you, Elmer.
That pertains. Elmer.
If you're on Facebook, we have a big announcement from Captain Mike. We should get a full report next week on this, and it's not the bus trip that he's on.
No.
And Wayne, he's wondering if you're available to drive.
Wait a minute. Hey, wait.
Okay.
Tuesday he goes in for a colonoscopy.
Oh, is he going to take pictures?
We hope.
There'll be a whole photo album of it.
Oh well.
Okay.
Precedent's been set then.
That's right.
Yes.
We have a call there.
Yeah, true enough.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
You guys just talking about roadkill. I'm going to have roadkill trifecta.
We're missing you. Who is this?
I got a squirrel, and I.
You got to call back.
You have to call it back because you're either that or pay your cable bill or whatever it is because we're missing you.
Bill. Yep.
Hang up and call us back.
Try her again. All
right. Anyway, while we're
moving
waiting
on
for that.
Yep.
So anyway, the deal is Tuesday. Yeah. He's going in for
Tuesday.
his.
I got to work on Tuesday. I'm not going to be able to make it.
Well, What's more important, Captain Mike's health, or you making a few dollars to make your mortgage payment?
Let's not put that to a vote right now. I don't want Mike to feel bad.
Well, he's crying. He's
I'm
tearing
sure.
up.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's try this again. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hey, you asked me to hang up and call you back, so here I am.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. You guys know, this is kind of off the mark a little bit. You guys know what a trapezoid is, right? Kind of like a rectangle where the sides aren't the same, right?
Yeah, what do you think we are? A bunch of chumps here? We got education.
It's a geometric figure.
Okay, so, no, that's why I'm calling. So if you got education, I got a question about two trapezoids.
Wait a minute, before you ask.
My rear view mirror in my car is a trapezoid, and the bottom part is longer. But my windshield in my back of my car that I see out through the rearview mirror is a trapezoid, but they don't match up. Why not?
Emil? I was told there wasn't going to be a lot of tough questions here this morning.
Yeah, this is
the only
way
thing,
too early in the morning.
The only thing I'm familiar with...
I thought you were educated.
Well, wait a minute. The only thing I'm familiar with on mirrors, at Barter Manor where I live, there's a mirror, there's a sign that says some objects may appear larger than others.
It's the one on the ceiling, right?
It's the one on the ceiling. All right, go ahead and answer. Give us the answer.
Do you have mirrors in your ceiling?
Well, it's just because the trapeze is there, but other than that.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh.
What's the answer?
All right. Well, I don't know. I had a question, I said. You guys were the educated ones and then didn't come up with the answer except for the trapeze, and I got a kid in the car.
He's getting education.
You take him to the circus sometime.
Take him to the circus, yeah. I don't know.
I guess your definition of education and mine differ quite a bit.
I've already been to the circus.
Yeah.
Well, here's my suggestion. Then trade in that car and get a new one. Keep the kid, trade the car in.
Yeah.
Wait till you get home.
Know, yeah.
Wait till you get home with your. Wait a minute. You got a son or daughter?
Yeah, I have two sons.
Okay.
But only one in the car.
Okay. What's his name? I'll give him a shout out.
Dave?
James. Oh, James. So, James, when you get home, probably don't tell Mommy what you learned this morning. It is dope on the radio's got a trapeze in his bedroom. And I've already been to the circus. Yeah. But we're getting a new car.
Hey, do you guys ever have, speaking of different things, you guys ever have a drink called a Lenny Palmer?
Well,
I've heard of an Arnold Palmer, but not a Lenny Palmer. So.
Yeah, well, it's named after the guy on the radio station, the big mouth on the radio station. It's a Mango Mike's and lemonade.
Sounds like something you would get at the circus.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's,
All right.
That's all right.
Take care.
Thanks for calling. What do you guys got going on today?
Well, we're going to talk about
know.
If the Boy Scouts should be allowing the girls into the Boy Scouts, or should Columbus Day be abandoned or replaced with something else?
I got a son that's in Boy Scouts, and I got to tell you, if they want to come in, they come in. The only concern is my son's 14, and around that age, and understanding we have certain people in the car here, around that age, certain things happen that, you just may want to keep the dens or the troops separated a little bit.
Yeah,
I thought it was only Cub Scouts that they were going to pull out into.
No, they're letting the girls get all the way up to Eagle Scout.
Eagle Scout.
Ooh,
that's as high as you can go.
Well, you can put this way: if your son's 14 and he's going for his merit badge to be an Eagle Scout, then you might want to watch out. Hey, Dad, I'm going to summer camp. Be back in a couple months.
Hey, now, I got to tell you, that being said, I have a friend, and his son's a Boy Scout, and his daughter is, she's very much an outdoorsy girl, and she can hold her own, and I would have no problem with her being, in any troop or my son's troop. So I'm really kind of torn on this. Now, I don't know. Do Girl Scouts go away? Maybe, right? They've been losing enrollment for a long time.
So the Boy
And I'll
Scouts.
tell you one thing. Oh, Boy Scouts. Well, yeah, but they've had their own problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the thing is here that I find interesting, and I don't know if you or many people know, when the Boy Scouts or the Cub Scouts do their popcorn sale, the Cub Scouts get like 73% of that to the pack.
Oh.
Right.
When the Girl Scouts sell those cookies, which I buy 400 million boxes of, don't get me wrong, they only get like 30% of that money going to them.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, it's less than half.
I got to let you
far.
go because all of a sudden you brought up some topics and the phone lines have lit up. So good luck on all the explanations when you get home, and good luck on getting a new car. And hey, James, you're the guy, James.
Hey, James.
All right, I got to go. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Shirley.
Morning,
And
Shirley.
I'd like to give a shout out to James in the car.
Were you ever a Girl Scout?
I certainly was.
I imagine.
Yeah, Brownie, a Girl Scout. I still got all my pins and everything.
Speaking of brownies,
There was a. This is an article that came across our desk.
Oh.
What
Hold on a
happened,
second.
Shirley? We lose Shirley?
No,
What
Shirley's
is
still
that?
there. Hold on, Shirley.
The other one. The other one needs to be cut off. There we go.
there we go.
All right,
There
you
we
there?
go.
This was an article that the city wasn't named, but we just figured it applied.
Oh, it was in Fond du Lac. You haven't been up north in Fond du Lac, have you?
Because here's the story. A topless dancer's in trouble after misplacing a batch of marijuana-laced brownies. And Walgreens store in North Main Street in Fond du Lac called the police after an employee found a container by the ATM machine that appeared to be stuffed full of baked goods. Police described a green vegetable matter, along with the ingredients in the baked goods were traced back to an exotic dancer, who apparently is you. And so, what do you got to say for yourself?
Well, I don't know. It kind of sounds like me.
Well,
The
that's
Brownie.
probably why you got your what's the highest badge or medal that a Girl Scout can get?
I forgot now.
Well-
I forgot what to call it. But I was in both Brownies and Girl Scouts.
I say that. Well, now you've
And I
advanced
had
to
a
big league.
oh, that was really a good organization.
Well, what do you
Yeah, it would have kind of been fun if the Boy Scouts would have been with the Girl Scouts.
Now, we don't condone this kind of behavior. I mean, all we hear is having this stuff going off in your garage and then going back to your poodle skirt and the balcony. And,
Roosevelt Theater.
Is that where you're working on your
Oh,
Eagle
boy.
Scout badge then?
Right.
Yeah. I just don't know if they should mix. I don't know. I think they should have their own, just the Boy Scouts have their own organization and the Girl Scouts too. But I really think that could kind of cause trouble.
Well, especially when you go to summer camp,
I know.
Like,
Yes, that would be it sounds like a lot of fun.
like a last call, Shirley. Come on. Well, I gotta move on here. So anyway,
I would have went to more camp if they would have
Yeah.
had that.
3-month-long summer camp.
Yep.
All right,
Okay.
Shirley. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Hey, good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hi, good morning. I got a question for you. Hey,
Okay.
if Girl Scouts can become Boy Scouts, can guys go to the Charm Beauty Salon where Shirley goes?
There is a distinct possibility.
Yeah.
In this day and age, who's to say?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to James, and I'd also like to give out a shout out to Shirley for giving a shout out to James.
All
And
right.
I'd like
all right.
to also to you guys for giving a shout out to James.
This must be shout out Saturday.
Could be the
James is becoming quite the star.
He should have become the star of the show. All right, I'm going to leave. We'll get James in here. Problem solved.
How old is James? Oh, I guess he left.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Hey, speaking of shout-outs, I want to give a big 45th anniversary shout-out to my friends Mike and Gina Galley. On this date, true story, 1972, I served as best man in their wedding. And I can vividly recall walking down the aisle in this deal at St. John's Church out in Paris. The reception part's still a little bit fuzzy 45 years later. However, despite my participation, they're still married, and you gotta kind of like that concept. Now, they got 3 kids and a host of grandkids, and I applaud them.
Yeah.
And maybe when I get married, I can have Mike and Gina stand up for me. I guess.
Get married again?
Well, do you have a song? What would be played at my wedding?
There you are, you got your dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road.
I got you something, Scott.
Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Stinking to high heaven.
A match made in heaven.
Probably, yeah.
I wonder why I haven't been married in a good number of years. Let me take this call.
Sure.
Good morning on Kenosha today. Hello?
Hello.
Who's this?
This is John. Who's this?
We'd rather not say.
Just in case there's litigation.
Yeah, in case you're not a lawyer, are you, John?
He just plays when on
Yeah, I was
television.
thinking, if all this works out, some of the boys can join the Girl Scouts too.
Yes.
I guess that's
Wouldn't that be
mix and
nice?
match, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what I really wanted to do was I wanted to give a shout out to your last caller, who gave a shout out to Shirley, who gave a shout out to James, who gave a shout out to you guys.
This is going to be a hell of a Saturday morning, I can tell you right now.
Everybody's at home because it's raining. Yeah, that's the
I
problem.
can tell. We kind of liked it better when it was sunny and everybody was out. They wouldn't listen to this dribble, but now that but that's okay.
Get Shirley to bake you an apple pie.
Well, we want Shirley
We
to break
were
us some of
got
these
her on brownies, yeah.
Has she's laced brownies.
No. The brownies. No. The apple pie is just fantastically. It's just great.
Okay.
With a nice cold glass of milk, you'd love it.
Milk?
Milk?
That's
Oh,
bad.
now or beer.
Oh, okay. Here, now you're talking milk. Who drinks milk? Can you see me with a milk mustache?
So the boys can join the Girl Scouts now, right?
Well, I would. You know what? Were you in the Boy Scouts?
Yes, I was, but not for a long time.
They kick you out or what?
No. Well.
Yeah, now here we go. Remember?
You know the old thing, right? I was in
Yes.
Scouts, but I got kicked out because I ate. Yeah, you
Right.
don't want to use a dumb one.
Right.
You know what I could do to lend some participation, some validity to this? I could meet with all the moms that are in the Girl Scouts that have these den meetings just to make sure these women are in the up and up so that these girls get trained properly.
Yes, absolutely.
Make sure they got vodka and chips.
Yeah.
A little bit of JD, maybe some Jim Beam with it.
Get the Girl Scout cookies,
This
vodkas,
is the
and
new
chips.
Girl Scouts
Yeah,
that we're looking
That's
forward
right.
to. All right, thanks, John.
Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah. No, not this one.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
Moving in.
Anyway, we're still not doing that one. I should read this promo here because this is maybe that's the head of the Girl Scouts calling.
The head of the Girl Scouts would probably still come up as available or some sort of number as opposed to unavailable.
Well, I hope if she's calling, I hope she is available.
Right. One never knows.
This message is directed toward all the business owners. Scouts and the Boy Scouts should merge. I guess it's a done deal, right?
Well, they're not going to merge.
Gonna merge.
Well, they're just.
I think they eventually will. That's what's at some point financial viability is going to be an issue for both. I think so.
Let me see if I have that article.
Scott, did you remind the listeners we do have the secret word?
I was getting to that.
There's a whole lot of stuff you didn't do there.
Yeah. Let's take this call first, and if I
No, we're not going to take this call first.
Okay, Elmo. Since you asked, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Mike Buren's Clothing, located in.
Oh, I went. There we go.
hot. You got it?
Yeah.
Downtown Kenosha, offering the biggest selection of men's suits in all of southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois, starting at only $179, which includes the shirt, tie, belt, and a pair of socks, with sizes starting at 34 short, going all the way up to size 60. And you can find them on Facebook or call them at 262-652-0648. Last week's secret word was drought, which was won by Alderman Keith Rosenberg, and we're mighty proud of him.
That's right.
On all the work he's doing in the 9th district.
With all those dogs in his district, he doesn't have to worry about a drought over there, does he?
Yeah, and he's getting ready for the snow season. To this particular caller that's calling in, if your number doesn't come up, I'm sorry.
We don't.
In which case, your number really doesn't come up.
We can't take it. So why don't you call us so it doesn't come up unavailable or private, and Because otherwise, it's just going to sit here and blink, right?
Yeah.
We can wait. We can wait.
I can ignore a blinking button.
We can kill 2 hours
Waiting for this guy to make the right phone call. Yeah.
We got more shout-outs. Hey, Ron, do you want anybody to give a shout-out? Do you want to give a shout-out to the missus?
Give a shout-out to James, who's giving a shout-out to Shirley, who's giving a shout-out to James.
Oh, James
to John, who gave a shout-out to Shirley and James. Yes.
It's going to be Kenosha Day show with James.
We're just going to, do shout-outs all day. It'll be great.
Anyway, like I've said often, this show can be too intense for some of our listeners. The Kenosha City, not many listeners, but the Kenosha City Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word, and the first caller to say the secret word will win a $25 gift certificate to compliments of Mike Bjorn's Clothing. Yes? Oh, okay. I put a star here so I don't forget where I left off.
Okay, don't forget where you left off.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I'd like to give a shout-out to all the Cub fans.
Way to go, Harry.
Hey, Harry.
How's things up in the great beyond?
They're a little cloudy up here down where you guys are, and I really can't see a lot. But I do know one thing.
Yeah.
That the Budweiser's going to be flowing tonight. Look out.
So, do they have it on tap up there in heaven where you are?
Hey, listen, I got it whatever way I can get it. Cans, bottles, grants.
Hey,
by the case and by the truckload.
Hey, Harry, when you get done with the bottles and the cans, do you get to send them to someplace and get a deposit back on it?
Oh, Scott, I'm so well known up here that the Clarksdales actually stand by my cloud.
Well, don't stand under them.
The recycling. Hey, listen, I love your guys' broadcast. Did I hear that you were a best man?
Yeah, in a wedding.
Oh.
Back
whose wedding was that?
Mike and Gina Galley back in 1972.
Holy cow, I know Mike.
Yeah.
And I know Gina. Stand up, people. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, it was out at St. John's Church in Paris.
Holy cow.
Were you there?
Popped him up.
You popped him up. Hey,
they didn't have anybody else around? Is that why they selected you, or what?
Well, actually, Mike and I worked at Ace Hardware back when he started in about '68.
What's up, guys? Hey, listen, I got to go.
Okay. Hey, what's the prediction?
So to the couple celebrating the wedding anniversary, I still don't believe that you were the best man. But go Cubs anyway.
All right, Harry. Oh, boy, Harry, we might have to incorporate that one into our new opening here. Boy, we're getting. He didn't give a shout out to anybody.
He gave a shout out to the your friend Mike and Gina.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got attention span of a gnat.
Right.
Hey, what's so hard to believe that I was somebody's best man? It was 45 years ago.
Well,
I mean,
there's that.
You were the best man. What happened to the maid of honor? That's what I want to know.
The skunk got squashed. There you are. You got your dead skunk in the middle of the road.
I don't know who was the maid of honor, but I don't think we hit it off. Unless, you know what, I haven't seen her in 45 years. I think she's due out for parole pretty quick here. Boy, the Galley family is going to be calling in here. Shout out this. Yeah. Hey, coming up after the 10:30 weather break, which is pretty close here, we'll have the lightning round of City and Jeopardy sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category written at Amen Corner, where gray hairs matter. On the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery during last night's production meeting, the top 10 things Chris Columbus would have said had he discovered Kenosha in 1492. You can only imagine where this is going.
Yes.
Top 10 things Chris Columbus would have said had he discovered Kenosha in 1492. When we get back, there's a movement on in some parts of the country to get rid of Chris Columbus Day and replace it with something else here, and I'll get it to how do you pronounce that? Indigenous Day or
Indigenous People Day?
Yeah, Indigenous Peoples Day has gained momentum. Austin, Texas, San Francisco, Seattle, Denver, and apparently they're trying to boot Columbus. But we'll bring them back with the top 10. And then the drama continues in the second hour around 11:20 when we feature our new segment, Kenosha Today Weekend Update, which might have some serious features or maybe not. And this is going to prove to the rest of the Kenosha City Nation that .08 is something more than just our blood alcohol level. And then there's even more boys and girls, after the 11:30 break, our special editorial segment sponsored by the legendary Brat Stop. As the Brat turns. Captain Mike goes in Tuesday for his colonostomy. He's already practiced this.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, you got to make sure he keeps his gown on, though.
I'm not going to be there. I told you, I got places to go, people to see. They don't involve, camera Captain Mike's keister.
Well, didn't you cover that in broadcasting?
Somehow, I think I missed that class. I was sick that day. Yeah.
And then you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show on Time Warner Cable's channel 14, Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6, and...
The media's making a monster out of you because they don't care about the truth. All they care about is entertainment. Well, you need a forum where they don't even know the meaning of the word entertainment. Public access television.
Sundays at 6 p.m., and we encourage all the listeners to join the Kenosha Today Nation and like us on Facebook. And then you can also visit the Kenosha Today website at kenosatoday.com. And then if you're interested, every Friday afternoon around 3 p.m., we get together for Getting Silly with Scotty at the production meeting. And if you ever want to host one of these, give me a call at 262-652-6767. We can get together and discuss the very high standards that we have.
Very high standards.
Together. So we're going to be back. And who's on the weather today?
I think it's McGinnis, the beer man.
Here's my prediction.
Wet. It's cold and wet?
Cold and wet.
All right. Let's see if it plays out.
It's supposed to be warm. It's nice today.
This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the October 14th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, spreading the love here at Camp Heavy-Faced. And Wacky Wayne, we have a caller. Good morning.
I-23. Scotty, can you hear me?
Where were you at a bingo convention?
Bingo parlor?
I-16 bus. Art from Champions is playing, what is it? Bingo. And Lenny Palmer just won, did he? Yep. Lenny Palmer just won. His wife won.
Well, who's driving the bus?
Nothing's right there, Probably Crooked. They got the little tablets under the table. They got their own V6. A bunch of, they got stacks of these little things with numbers.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
The radio show, so I don't know what you're talking
Hey, Mike, we made the big announcement. Hey, Captain, be quiet a minute. We made the big announcement that Tuesday you're going in for your colonostomy. And Wacky Wayne wants to know if you're going to take pictures.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I don't blame you. I think he did hang up on us.
I didn't hang up on you, but I want to know, are you going to take pictures on Tuesday for your colonostomy?
I think he hung up on us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we... What?
And then he's calling back. All right.
Good morning.
Let's try this again.
B3.
Oh, come on, Mike.
Mike.
I want to know if you got your bingo cards. Did you pay your $10 for your bingo cards? I'm sorry, I'll let you go. I don't know what you're talking about.
We were talking about your colonostomy.
Reception.
Gotcha.
I got,
All right,
I got
Mike.
my biggest antenna on top of my head with a phone, and I can't hear you, man.
Well, stand on top of the bus, put more tinfoil on the antenna, and away you go.
I'm surfing.
All right.
I'm surfing on top.
All right.
No, we lost him.
3 times, boy.
All right.
Anyway.
That was enough of that.
Yeah. We invite you to join the thousands of our fans who've already signed up and liked us on Facebook. And we are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, our Director of Cybersecurity, Elmo Schneider.
Good morning.
And we're working on the new big high-rise at Pervert's World down in...
Harvey Weinstein Condominium Towers.
Yeah. Complete with the Bill Clinton wing, Bill Cosby.
No, it's the Bill Clinton Recreation Room.
Oh. And then what are we going to, Anthony Weiner, with
walk-in humidor.
Of course, Spider Ronnie, the camera dude, and Wacky Wayne are here. Just a couple programming notes. Next week on the 21st, JumboJimtronMan.com will be here with his burlesque beauties. Is that what they call them? Burlesque beauties?
Yeah, it's close enough.
Okay. Coco and
Dixie.
You
know what I'm thinking, Scott?
Oh, boy.
We should invite James in for that.
Poor James.
He's probably going to be sitting at the door.
His dad actually turned the radio off already. Yeah.
Hey, Dad, let's go listen to these guys again.
Let us cancel the click. Yeah. No more education for you, James.
Hi, my name's James. I want to give myself a shout out. I have my own show now.
Formerly the Kenosha Today Show. Now it's the James Show.
Anyway,
I got my back to Coco and Dixie. I've got my drooling bib.
You do? Good, good.
On order from Amazon.
And Elmo, you've got a defibrillator for when Scott invariably, freezes up.
I'm actually going to be running the camera next week since Spider Ron will
be back on Spider Dome.
Spider Dome,
He's busy making his wife work a 12-hour shift for Sweetest Day. So
Spider, this is the biggest. These gals will probably be the biggest hit we have all year, and you got to go work. Why don't you let your wife take over and let her work double time?
She is.
Oh.
Plus,
I also ordered a couple of those devices from the adult bookstore because members only have a fall 50% off this.
Oh, nice.
So batteries aren't included, so I got to stop over and get some of those.
Yeah.
And then on November 4th, Representative Samantha Kirkman is going to join us here. On November 11th, Veterans Day, will be live from the American Legion Post 21 in downtown Kenosha with our big salute to all our veterans. And then on November 18th, Representative Todd Onstad is going to grace our presence.
Now, are these people that are actually going to be in the studio with us, or are they just calling in? Okay.
No, they're going to be here.
Just trying to see how that's playing out. All right.
I was trying to tell Elmo what we should have had is a little courage. We should have had Onstad, the Democrat, with Kirkman, the Republican, together, but
15 rounds of bare-knuckle boxing out back. Yeah.
Enough stress going on.
I think they're cordial.
Yes.
Yeah. No problem.
And then maybe we can also get in here in the later part of the year. President Trump, T-Rex Tillerson here on Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, that'll be
what
fun.
What could go wrong there? I mean, what better way to celebrate the holiday than with a couple big turkeys? My birthday happens to be on Thanksgiving this year.
That's congratulations. What you're going to have a birthday show after that?
On that Saturday, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want to know where I'm registered, I'm just call the adult bookstore. They have all my sizes.
They've got all your numbers, yeah.
All my numbers. And no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Mike Bjorn's Clothing. And if any of our callers mention the secret word, you will win a $25 gift certificate, compliments of Mike Bjorn's Clothing, located in downtown Kenosha, offering the largest selection of men's suits, starting at $179 with sizes ranging from 34 all the way up to 60. And also, this show is being recorded for training purposes, so we can replay all these wonderful shout-outs.
Yes.
And
tomorrow at noon.
When James goes to school on Monday morning, he's got show and tell.
Yeah.
Boy, this ought to put the class back, because we have no class. Also gives Wacky Wayne an opportunity to blip out any words that might be inappropriate.
So far, so good.
Prepare us for any upcoming litigation. And also special thanks to Elmo here for putting the Kenosha Today show up on YouTube, 365 days, 24/7. I think we're all up to date.
No, I have not. You owe me
Spider?
You owe me last week.
At home, I forgot it. Yeah.
And then, of course, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's Top 10 Thought-Provoking category, the top 10 things Chris Columbus would have said had he discovered Kenosha in 1492. And now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WIP within the last 60 days. We will now clear the phone lines, and I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question. You will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. And after that, you'll hear the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Day $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha, open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. And they have the big Oktoberfest coming up next weekend, Friday and Saturday, October 20th and 21st, serving from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and I'll read the whole rest of it the next hour. But it's only $16.95. Make your reservations early, 654-9922. And okay, the phone lines are clear. What is the best way to boost the economy here in Kenosha? We're going to get to this article that somebody did this study that said the museums bring in $12 million impact into our economy. But Here's the best way to boost the economy here in Kenosha. Letter A, authorize $100,000 to study the effects of ball bearings at our museums. Number B, have all the snot-nosed little kids donate their lunch money to a White House daycare center. C, close 6th Avenue for 3 months and then, just for laughs, call in an airstrike. 262-694-1050 to win $25 Kenosha gift certificate to the Boathouse. The question again, what is the best way to boost the economy here in Kenosha? A, authorize $100,000 to study the effects of ball bearings at our museums. B, have all the snot-nosed little kids donate their lunch money to a White House daycare center. Or C, close 6th Avenue for 3 months and then, just for laughs, call in an airstrike. We have a caller, Wacky Wing.
It's true, we do.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, who's this?
I want to answer the question.
Wait a minute. Answer my question. Who is this?
What is your name?
My name is Sharon.
Oh, from
Illinois.
Do you go by Sharon, Sherry, or Sherry, pretty baby?
No, Sharon.
Okay, good choice. All right, Sharon, I'm going to read this again. You're from Beach Park, right?
Yep.
The corrupt state of Beach Park, Illinois?
Well, no, it's the corrupt state of Illinois.
Oh, yeah. Just because you guys got 3 of your last governors sitting in jail. I mean, you guys
Oh, no, more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
We got, in Illinois, we have Chicago,
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot Blago is down there. And
Not him, no.
He's not a crook, right?
No, he's okay.
He's only going for 14 years, sir.
He just got caught. The other ones haven't got caught yet.
Okay. Well, that's the name of the game.
Right.
Okay, Sharon, here we go. What's the best way to boost the economy here in Kenosha? A, authorize $100,000 to study the effects of ball bearings at our museums. B, have all the snot-nosed little kids donate their lunch money to a White House daycare center. Or C, close 6th Avenue for 3 months and then, just for laughs, call in an airstrike. Sharon!
As far as I'm concerned,
yes,
and I think this goes for the city of Kenosha, would be C.
Close 6th Avenue for 3 months and then, just for laughs, call in an airstrike. Yes, Sharon, that's a correct answer. Wow. Actually, talking about 6th Avenue.
Actually, it's been closed for 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
Yeah, it's been closed longer than 3.
And word reached me this week that apparently the barricades are still up on 6th Avenue and they haven't opened it, and it's not going to be till November 1st. Now, in absence of another extension to for this contract, the contractor owes $350 a day in penalties.
Now, Scott, I did go through there last night, and it's open from Library Park to 58th Street.
Oh, okay. Well, Sharon.
So 2 of the 5 blocks are open.
You ever been to the Boathouse?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Hey, one question before off the air. Wayne's going to get your information. What do you think of Girl Scouts and getting into the Boy Scouts?
So work the other way around.
I don't think the Boy Scouts should. I think it's up to, like, I was a Girl Scout. My daughter was. I was a leader and everything. I was in Boy Scouts. I have a son that's an Eagle Scout.
Okay.
Okay, and he's an Eagle Scout and proud of it.
Okay.
I think that the Girl Scouts should stay the Girl Scouts, and it's up to the leaders of their troops to give them camping and hunting and things like that. They don't have to be mixed in with the boys.
Yeah, I see. Like some of our previous callers this morning, they see, especially when you get to that teenage year.
Oh yeah,
not much
could happen. We could have a lot of bombinos out there,
Well, that's how you get your Eagle Scout badge.
Well, not my son.
Okay. Well,
and then being an Eagle Scout, like he was on an airplane, going from someplace to someplace, and he was sitting next to a guy, and this guy said, oh, he was an Eagle Scout too. And now my son, and this guy said to him, because of Eagle Scouts, didn't know him from anywhere, he says, you know what, I'm going to have you plan my big event, that I have out there in Las Vegas.
Which was?
Well, it wasn't this last one that the massacre happened.
No. What was the event?
But I don't know what. It's a big event that they do once a year. This one guy's the head of something in, I think, California or something, and he told my son, because they were Eagle Scouts, and he's been doing that big event for him for years.
Well,
now.
see, there's a bonding there of Eagle Scouts.
Yeah, because they just sat next to the plane, and somebody said Eagle Scout. And that happens just like when the school you went to. Different people have different jobs and offices, and they come back and they know you're doing this and they're doing that. It's a help.
It's just like a special bond that we have at the production meetings.
You're right.
We have a special bond.
Yeah, but no, I don't approve of that. Let the Girl Scouts be Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and the Boy Scouts be Boy Scouts, and let the organizations provide what each, gender wants or needs.
Right. Okay, Sharon, don't go off the air. Wacky Wayne's going to get your information. On Monday, I will send you out a certificate, and you can then take it to the boathouse and get $25 off your next bill.
Thank you.
And if you happen to be there on a Friday afternoon, bring a little extra cash.
Oh, yeah.
For
some Long Island iced teas.
Very good. Now you're catching on. Okay, don't go away. He's doing that. Kenosha today.
He did. They're on.
Is this another? Good morning on Kenosha today. Who, is that her? Oh, we had a call. Well, tell her you got to go.
Who knows what's going on?
We're having a Girl Scout meeting over there? Come on.
Hello.
Good morning on Kenosha today.
Good morning, it's Irish Ruth.
Yes, Irish Ruth.
Well, I would like to answer that question on the Scouts.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first of all, everybody is entitled to an opinion.
Sure.
But I was a Girl Scout leader, and I didn't have any daughters or granddaughters. I wish I knew back then what I knew now when I was inexperienced. But I did it for 3 years, plus I hosted kids from Iron River, Michigan in my backyard so they could go to Great America. I think that the parents who never are Scout leaders should do a troop on their own, and then they could make their own rules if they want to bring girls into the boys group or boys into the girls group. So let them put in all the legwork and change those rules. Otherwise, as a girl myself, I would prefer to go to a all-girl Girl Scout troop, just as I prefer to go to an all-girl high school.
Okay.
I like the discipline. There's all kinds of advantages. You get really good jobs when an employer looks at your resume and says, oh, you graduated from that school? Yeah, if you made it through with the nuns, you must be a very good employee.
Well, Irish Ruth, hang on. Elmo and I are thinking of starting our own Boy Scout, Girl Scout troop, and we're not sure what we're going to call it.
I think
the Long Island troop. Sunflowers.
Contributing to the delinquency of minors, no.
What makes you? What do you get? You get this. If I know now what I know, if I knew now what I should have known then, what? Here's Mr. Barter's neighborhood. There you go. Welcome to Mr. Barter's neighborhood. We're not delivering. We don't condone
there are
that
very
delinquency.
few. There was no Girl Scout troop at W.J. Murphy in Round Lake Park when I did that.
And look how well you turned out.
Maybe you're sincere, and maybe you would be really effective, as you are very effective on Kenosha today.
I am very sincere.
I'll leave you with that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Irish. Ruth.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh.
What a joint. Reminds me of the reform school.
No, that was pretty cute.
Thanks. I try.
And the guy wants to know how could I be the best man in the galleys wedding? Well,
carefully.
Here's something that when we get back, we're also talking about should they eliminate Columbus Day? But everybody's if you have a question or comment on that. Oh, we were talking about 6th Avenue. Now, I bring this out. This was a Voice of the People written by Pete Wicklund. And he made a legitimate comment. He says, I understand why the trees had to be removed, but why did the historic-looking lampposts have to go?
Well, they're going back.
They're going back. What they did was, this is redoing part of the Redo Kenosha plan, Pete, that we put up things like you suggested here.
Do over
like
Kenosha.
A parking lot lamp at Walmart. But what they did was they cut the the lights off themselves, because we spent a tremendous amount of money going back to make these look like, so we got that, and apparently the new poles didn't match up between metrics and whatever, so some of them are up on closer down to 6th Avenue A, I think, but they are going to take those old ones out and put a new one in, so Redo Kenosha. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Scott. How you doing?
Okay, did you get my text?
I didn't check. I don't know if I got
Well,
it or
you
not.
check it before we talk.
Now, Dennis, we're going to run right up on CBS News. If it's quick, we can get it in. Otherwise, we're going to have to cut you off, and you'll have to call back.
Here's
in a
what you do,
couple minutes.
Dennis. Call me, read the text that I sent you.
Okay.
And then call me back after the top 10.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, because we're right up there.
Okay, we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the October 14th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP on your radio dial. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses, taking serious journalism to an all-time high, reporting on local stories, state stories, and spanning the globe, keeping it real, spreading the love, and being the mature adults that we are here on the Kenosha Today Show this morning.
That's kind of scary. That make you want to stay in your house and lock your doors.
Speaking of maturity, joining us this morning, our Director of Cybersecurity and the former CEO at Equifax, and he's the soon-to-be project manager at the new
Harvey Weinstein
condominiums. Going over
Weinstein,
over at the old Chrysler site.
Condominium Towers.
Condominium Towers.
Pervert World.
Pervert World, and makes perfect sense. We leave the fence up that's around the place.
Yeah.
And it's a gated community.
We just need to put the concertina wire on the top, that's all.
Right.
And maybe
just in
some
case.
alligators in a moat and
Right.
and some guard towers,
Maybe.
just in case.
Just a couple.
We don't have to give them bullets, but that's kind of the same concept I have at Barter Manor. Especially at Halloween when I got all these snot-nosed little kids coming over looking for free candy.
Oh, yeah.
I just have to, I don't feed the alligators in my moat for a couple weeks, so that they're nice and hungry.
I figured that was to make sure the guests couldn't escape, not that people could get in.
Oh, no, I want to.
No, it's open. People can go in and out.
Yeah.
They're not being held there, so it's just that they have to leave at their own risk, and you go in at your own
Once
risk.
that gal cuts the duct tape off her hands, she's free to go.
She's free to go, yeah.
Now, James, if you're listening, we don't condone that.
We don't condone that kind of, trapeze acting.
Anyway, bring our sophomoric humor and our buzzkill antics to the Kenosha Today Show this morning. And nothing makes Mom more proud than being sophomoric humor and a buzzkill. Also with us, as he is each and every Saturday morning, so he's going to be gone tomorrow.
Next week.
Next
week. What did it say tomorrow? Next week. Spider Ronnie, the camera dude here at Camp Happy Face. And where's it? Oh, you got to work next week, huh? Elmo and I still think the best thing is let her work triple time and you come here and be with us. What do you think?
Hey, I'm looking forward to working the camera here.
Yeah, with the two gals coming in here, I can just see how
I see the Zoom effect coming into play here. It's not just going to be a turn it on and sit back and stare at your phone kind of operation. No.
Yeah. Engineering the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning, Wacky Wayne joins our encounter group, and he's already bowed out of taking Captain Mike on Tuesday to his colonoscopy.
It's true.
Boy, the Lord really wept now. He's not proud of you.
I'm okay with that.
Now he's crying.
Yeah.
And for those who haven't signed on to like us on the Kenosha Today Facebook page, you better get on with it. You can see the most interesting postings anywhere on the planet. I think I'm going to post something just about every other day. And, of course, the status of the Secret Word Challenge to win a $25 gift certificate from Mike Buren's Clothing, offering the largest selection of men's suits anywhere on the planet, starting at only $179, which includes a shirt, tie, belt, and a pair of socks. So now, for you guys that want to impress your sweetheart, next week is Sweetest Day, I think, right?
It's true. Somewhere right around in there.
Yep. I'm not interested in that. That's way overrated. Something brought in by Hallmark.
Right,
flowers.
just an extra holiday.
Yeah, I mean, an extra expense.
Air quotes, yeah.
Funny how that happens exactly 6 months from Valentine's Day. So.
Yeah, I mean.
No, it's more than that. I can't count.
First of all, you got to have somebody you got to send these things with, but if anybody out there in Barter Manor thinks they're getting flowers and or
anything more than a 4 ounce.
I think I'm
away.
just digging a big hole here, right, Elmo?
Yeah.
I should just keep my mouth shut.
Good odds.
Anyway, you can call Mike Bjorn's Clothing 652-0648. And also next week, as we said, JumboJimtronMan.com brings in his burlesque beauties, Coco in Tricky Dixie. And November 4th, Samantha Kirkman's here. November 11th, Veterans Day special, remote from American Legion Post 21, downtown Kenosha. Actually on Veterans Day. And also on November 18th, Representative Todd Onstad graces us with his presence here at Camp Happy Face.
And the 25th will be Scotty's birthday.
Oh, that's right. We'll have
maybe I'll have to get some surprise guests to come in here.
We'll just keep
we should
Trixie
probably
and
just
Dixie.
get Trixie and Coco and Dixie and whoever else they can round up.
Round up?
Yeah.
What, are we running a rodeo here? And for those that, we'll do that Saturday after Thanksgiving will be my birthday. And for those that are looking where I'm registered, it's at the adult gift store out there.
Handcuffs are us.
I'm going to get to our, actually, where the heck?
Can get him a roll of duct tape.
Actually,
and a
here's
couple
before I get to the
fillets.
top 10.
Yeah.
You know, Toys R Us is filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and they're going down the tubes. So what they're $5 billion in debt, and what's happening is Amazon just wiping everybody off the map. All these running roughshod, as they say, over traditional brick and mortar retailers. So what Toys R Us is going to do is they're going to start offering wine.
Sweet.
And they're calling it, for this Christmas holiday, Toys for Them, Wine for Us. And they're going to serve it to all the moms. I think I should go.
Didn't they try that at Chuck E. Cheese and it's kind of gone wrong there where they're getting beer at Chuck E. Cheese?
I was thinking about.
Pretty sure they still got beer at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, parents getting in brawls in the ball pit and stuff.
Well, I could go be a wine server at Toys for Us. I mean, just for the holidays to pick up a little extra cash and pick up whatever else
happens to be lying around. Yeah,
pick up some loose strays. But then I suppose, of course, now these moms that are coming, they're not bringing the snot-nosed little kids that are be screaming.
Right? Yeah,
I mean,
they can't. If they're shut doing Christmas shopping,
actually,
they
I
can't have
could
the kids with them.
I could run the gift wrap section.
I bet.
I'll tie a bow, nice and neat, and then I could probably deliver. As a
Oh my, Scotty wrapping some presents right under your tree.
Making a list and checking it twice.
Poor little snot-nosed kids. Mommy's not going to be home this Christmas. She'll be at Barter Manor, wrapped up under Scotty's tree. Moving on.
Okay. Written in our home office at Amen Corner, on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, where gray hairs matter, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. These are the top 10 things Chris Columbus would have said had he discovered Kenosha in 1492. Number 10. Hey, man, what's up with all the red paint? Number 9.
Misfire.
Yes, I already know my Miranda rights. Number 8. Can I anchor my sea scum in the Lincoln Park Lagoon? Number 7. Is this outfit okay to wear for Halloween? Number 6. Hey, I must have discovered India because all those trolley drivers are wearing turbans. Number 5. What's the going rate to stalk one of those gals in Sheridan Road? Number 4. Is my reservation at the Heritage House ready? Number 3. Not a problem. I'll have 6th Avenue open in the next 525 years. Number 2. What are the odds? I could run for mayor twice and lose. Pretty good, Chris. And the number one thing Chris Columbus would have said had he discovered Kenosha in 1492, I claim these Foxconn-infested potholes and roadkill in the name of Queen Isabella. That's what Chris Columbus would have said.
It would have.
Would have, should have.
Such is life. Yeah, that misfire messed things up. Sorry about that.
Oh, I thought it was me just getting excited and reading too fast. So it was a technical on your part.
I double-clicked when I should have.
Double-clicked,
yeah.
see?
double-clicking my mouse over here, sorry.
Yeah, boy, I hate that when that happens.
I know, right?
Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, Scott.
Okay, Dennis.
Thanks for calling back, Dennis.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No.
I checked through my email and I checked through all my texts, and I have no message from you, Scott.
Okay, well, if you get cut off.
He must have sent it to
I haven't seen you in a long time, Dennis, so how you been?
Oh, I've been fine.
Okay, good. What do you think of this Girl Scout deal?
I think they should keep the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts segregated.
Separate, yeah. Were you ever a Boy Scout?
Yes, I was.
Were you a Girl Scout leader? Aha, trick question.
No.
Were you weren't a Girl Scout leader?
No, I was never a Girl Scout leader, no.
Were you a Girl Scout follower?
No, I was not.
Were you a Girl Scout chaser?
No, I was not.
Not that he knows.
What are you calling me for? You lead kind of a dull life, Dennis.
Do you have a... I should be under a light right now when you ask me these questions.
Where were you on the 3rd of October, 1978?
Say it.
No, did you ever hear Camp Cucamonga by, I think it was Homer and Jethro?
Okay, just before you get to this, get your hand on the blip button just in case.
Oh, for the love of all that is good. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
No, it's a song. It's a parody on the Battle of New Orleans by Johnny Horton, but it's about the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts.
What's the name of this?
I think it's Camp Cucamonga.
How do you spell Cucamonga?
Carefully.
Cucamonga, I believe.
All right, he's looking it up.
All right.
By Homer and Jethro, I believe.
I'm familiar with Hello Mutta, Hello Fada by Alan Sherman.
Wait a minute.
Right. It's on that line. It's on that line. Right.
Hang on. Hey, you coming to my birthday party?
Where's that? When's that?
Actually, the party's going to be on a Packer game at
Sunday.
noon on Sunday the 16th or
Homer
19th.
and Jethro, the Battle of Cucamonga?
Is this what you... All right.
All right, let's see what we got.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We would like to continue here with a tune that we've had little or no success with. And I think we can keep up our record on this one.
Boy, these guys could fit right in on this show.
Yeah. This could be our theme song.
Many years ago. You look clean, but you laugh dirty. This is called the Battle of Cucamonga.
Well, in 1959 we took a little hike with our scoutmaster down a lake in Econite. We took a little pizza and we took some sauerkraut, marched along together till we seen the Girl Scout. We're the boys in Camp Cucamonga. Our mother sent us here for to study nature's ways. We learned to make sparks by rubbing sticks together. If we catch some girls, then we'll set the woods ablaze. Now we creeped up to the water and we seen the girls swimming.
All right.
There must have been 100 of them, pretty young women. They looked so neat and birds forgot to sing. Laid down the poison oak and didn't say a thing. We're the boys in Camp Cucamonga. Our mother sent us here for to study nature's ways. We learned to make sparks by rubbing sticks together. If we catch some girls, it will set the woods ablaze.
This could be the theme song for our Kenosha Today. Boy Scout / Girl Scout troop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, the counselors said we could take them by surprise if we didn't say a word till we looked them in the eyes. We kept real still and we had our eyes glued. Seeing how they were dressed, they were swimming in the well.
Well, there we go. All right. That's okay. All right. I think we got the picture, Dennis. I think.
That's an oldie. I'm surprised you guys haven't heard of that one.
Well, you know, I've led a very sheltered life the last few days.
No, but I'm against it altogether because what they say in the song is true. Probably the kids, especially in this day and age, would probably even go wilder than the kids when they sang that song.
Well, I thank you for calling the request hotline. do you have a shout out that you want to give?
A shout out to James.
To you, advance happy birthday. When is your birthday?
It's actually on Thanksgiving, but we're going to celebrate the Sunday before that. I think it's the 19th on a Packer game, noon.
Where is it going to be?
Yeah, where do you have a boathouse?
Where do you think?
Where do you think?
The boathouse? Come on now.
Did you fall off the stool and hit your head? All right, then.
Well, yes, of course. Where else would it be?
Right.
All right, then.
I suppose I have to cheer for the Packers.
Well, if you want to stay and instead of getting thrown off the 50th Street Bridge, it probably be a good idea. And by the way, I'm registered at the adult bookstore. Then I got to let you go.
Okay.
They have all my large sizes on record out there.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, my best to Captain Mike. I hope everything on his colonoscopy is looking up.
We're looking forward to the photo album.
They bought a new 4K HD camera just for the occasions.
Okay, Dennis, thanks.
Take it easy, all you guys. Bye-bye.
Up here. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, crew. How's everybody today?
Who's this?
This is Paul from Racine.
Yes, Paul.
So, did you ever think that when the Boy Scouts were founded, the founders ever envisioned that they would that this organization would be made to accept homosexuals and females, young girls?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Boy Scouts were founded in 1910, something.
That sounds about right.
And society was a whole lot different, and we didn't have snappy songs like the one we just played. And I don't think you're right. I don't think they envisioned anything like this. And it's just been recent years when now we got transgenders and we got everything else coming in. So, what do you think? Should we let them in?
No, I don't think we should. And I think I think my bigger point with this is, I see so many people with the tragic events that unfolded in Las Vegas now pushing for stricter gun laws. Yeah. And, the NRA gets demonized for standing firm on a lot of what they believe, and they get chastised for, being a lobbying force. But I think a lot of their beliefs are that if you ban this, then it's just a slippery slope, just like the Boy Scouts. It's like you ban automatic weapons, which, like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with some of that, but the problem is it never ends there. It's a slippery slope that just keeps going down, and before you know it, there's really no freedom.
I agree and with you, and if somebody opposes Paul's view and my view, don't call here. How's that? How's that, Paul?
I just, like I said, I think that's the problem that a lot of people have on the right is, they talk about sensible this and sensible that. Well, it never ends up being just that. It goes so much deeper than that. And you get on the slippery slope of where everything then gets taken away.
Yeah, you're right.
When there was probably some very well-intended people saying, oh, we're just going to take away this, and then the next thing you know, all your freedoms are gone. So that's my thought.
Very good. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Paul.
I just looked up the calendar on the Sunday that the Packers are playing at noon. It's the 19th.
Okay.
So we got
November 19th.
November 19th, and then we got Thanksgiving. We won't be here, but then on the 20.
Well, we're never here on Thursday. What are you talking about?
Right.
Somehow.
There's that.
I got a little waylaid there.
Did you fall off and hit your head?
Yeah. I fall. And anyway, the day after, what do we call that? Should we call that Black Saturday?
Yeah, that's right.
The day after. We won't be here on Thanksgiving. We won't be here on Friday, but we will be here on Saturday, and there's got to be a name for that other than...
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we got ways to go.
Right.
We were talking about this Boy Scout thing. Changes. There was this picture right above this article about Boy Scouts of America to admit girls, and Vladimir Putin. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Vladimir?
No, not Vladimir.
Vladimir?
I'm just
Vladdy.
Vladdy. He turned 65, and he gets this new dog called
Cujo,
whatever it is.
No, I have no idea.
Sochi, Sachi, whatever.
Versace?
It's a Belgium Shepherd.
Sure.
And here's this picture. I'm holding him up by its neck.
Well, that sounds about right, yeah. Look at my new dog.
There's my new dog, yeah.
I'm hanging him out to dry here.
And
who's boss?
some political news. Yes, no?
No, it's just the same
Well, then let me
unavailable
get
person.
this.
Do some sponsors. We haven't done that in a minute.
KRS Painting Corp. I want to know the weather. Just look out on the
Stick your head out the window.
Deck.
Yeah.
hey, it's raining. Hey, do we have a copy of our weather report up there? You know our weather report? You know which one I'm talking about.
Is it this one?
Wisconsin's getting a lot of snow. Wisconsin's getting 12 inches of snow or over. It's going to be 30 plus centimeters of snow to hit Wisconsin. It's supposed to be a lot of snow.
See, that
sounds about right.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Give or take.
We're right. We're real close to that weather report being accurate.
Anyway,
Maybe not today.
This message is directed towards a serious message towards all the business owners. We didn't have anybody give us an opinion whether we should eliminate Columbus Day. There is a push, and this was a pretty good article back on Columbus Day, a movement to abolish Columbus Day and replace it with
Indigenous People
Day. And
why can't you have both?
So we'd rather celebrate the people that lived here before Columbus showed up instead of the guy who brought smallpox and all this other stuff.
Yeah. Why can't you have both? Why do you have to abolish one? You know, that's all these angry
trade one. No. Trade one in for the other.
He also, like you said, he brought some diseases.
Oh, yeah.
He brought VD to this country.
Probably.
Well, there's a guy we got to recognize.
Actually, it was here long before he got here. So.
VD?
Yep.
Oh.
Almost connected.
I don't think we want to go there, do we?
Probably not. Almost got
I was a history major at one time.
Oh, at one time.
In that 7 years you were at college?
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen to him. All right.
See, I listen. I know what's going on around here.
Here's something that's going to be right up our alley. And coming up in Pleasant Prairie, they have the Pleasant Prairie Mini Maker Fair, and they're having the Cardboard Boat Regatta coming up November 25th.
Could enter the Sea Scum.
That's what I'm thinking. This regatta is going to be in the Aqua Arena in the Recplex. We could put the Sea Scum in there.
Probably.
And
it's not made of cardboard, though, is it? Sort
pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay. For lack of a better word, okay.
Just the bottom half.
Okay.
The corporate teams are going to like to show off their boat building skills using cardboard duct tape, hot, and all-purpose glue. We better get to Alderman Ruffalo, see if he's got some super glue left.
No, it's all-purpose glue. You can't.
All paper. No, yeah, okay. I guess they have some restrictions. Rules for boat design and construction, as well as the race format. Is our boat ready to race?
I don't think your boat's ready to float.
Race to the bottom.
Boats need to be dropped off by 10:30 a.m. on November 25th. That's our my birthday thing. So we could have a big birthday on the regatta.
Right. If the boat will float, we'll broadcast from the boat.
Let's not go nuts here. What floats your boat?
All right.
I was thinking of putting it in Lake Michigan on that weekend. So that'll be a lot of. That's going to be, of course, the USS Sea Scum, which is the Kenosha Day boat, and I think we could probably wonder how much we could win here.
$32.50.
Registration closes November 17th. So, well, we've been talking about that. We talked about. We didn't get any calls. If you think Toys R Us has got a legitimate marketing scheme here, where they're going to call it Toys for Them, Wine for Us, and serve all the moms who are coming in to, buy Christmas presents. $5 billion in debt. They're going to have to sell a lot of wine,
right,
to make up that
and a lot of toys.
But, anyway, I think that would be a great thing, a great job for me to get involved with. Just to do my part.
Do your part.
I'm thinking if you looked on Facebook the other day, they could give each of those, the mothers, a free guzzle buddy.
Yeah. Well, at Barter Manor, we're used to boxed wine.
I'm working on a version for that. So that's...
Also, this guy named Kenneth Murray is starting a new inaugural effort known as Kenosha Startup Week. It's scheduled for take place November 6th through the 12th. And apparently, I don't know what this is about. Change is constant, but Kenosha Startup Week is a catalyst. And something about most agree that our children will hold jobs and pursue careers. I think we should forget Startup Kenosha. We've already in place Do Over Kenosha. We got about 12, 15 different projects that we've had to redo two and three times.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before they're going to have to. I predict by spring that we're going to have to take out some of those sidewalks and redo them because they're already cracked and they haven't been in the thing a couple months.
Yeah.
Couple political things. Paul Ryan has got $10 million in the bank. He just raised $300,000 the other day, so I guess I would think that game is pretty much over. I mean, you still got to go vote, but he's running against the Democrat Randy Bryce. And just Thursday, he raised $300,000. Oh, $300,000 over the last 3 months, and also transferred $2 million from his national political. Oh, you mean to tell me he can take from his national political organization and spend this money? He's got $10 million to run for this position here in Wisconsin, according to this.
It's a federal position, Scott.
Oh. Okay. Well.
He's a United States representative. That's.
Oh.
He's not a state representative.
Oh, okay. That's why you're here to bring out these discrepancies,
yes,
as they may come up.
Correct the discrepancies as they come.
And according to this article, Alderman Scott Gordon has changed his mind and decides he's running for alderman for a fourth term. And his quote is, "I thoroughly enjoy being a public servant," adding that he wants to continue advocating for his district while there is a lot of stuff in the works. Here's my suggestion, just a suggestion. Why don't you try to help those people on 32nd and 33rd Avenue living across from K-Tech with 800 kids? These people can't even get in their driveways. I was invited over, and besides these people, I don't know what they keep calling me for. I can't do nothing. I'm not the alderman of the district, but they wanted me to bring this up and mention it. These people, there used to be no parking on 32nd and 33rd Avenues back when it was McKinley Middle School. But this school was never built to be in the middle of a neighborhood where everybody's. It's a private. What is K-Tech? It's a charter school, right?
Correct.
And was never built for that.
Right.
And
it's a neighborhood school, and most of the kids would walk.
And then the kicker is McKinley Elementary is now leased out as a church, so they got events going on the weekends, so these people don't get any relief.
Right.
And so if you want to be a public servant, help your people out. Don't have them call me. I got more important things to do.
Was it?
I got more important things to do.
Was Gordon the one that wanted security at the...
yeah,
he's the one.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
He needs a fourth term.
This is why we play disclaimers.
Yes, that's probably a good thing.
Coming from Antioch. Well, we addressed that to how to protect the city council.
It's true.
And, of course, we said it was strictly in jest.
Right.
When Gordon suggested that they'd be like sitting geese.
Right.
And I think my comment was more like overstuffed turkeys.
Right.
And and I don't think anybody's going to go and shoot that place up.
No.
There was an alderman, actually, I believe it was Kevin Matheson, that had a conceal and carry permit. He'd pack a .44 Magnum into those meetings. Shoot his way out. Mm-hmm. We got one call left, or no?
No, let's just do the...
All right, we'll go. Okay, you talk me into doing the weather. We'll be back in a minute or so, and then we'll finish this up. And heading down the home stretch, if you just joined us, this is the October 14th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live and streaming worldwide here on AM 1050 WIP. We're streaming worldwide. I wonder if Captain Mike, where were they going up to? Kachina, right?
Kachina, yep.
He's probably sound asleep.
All I want to do is get drunk and look out the windows.
Versus going to the boathouse and looking out onto the water, right?
Well, it's moving landscape up there.
Anyway, being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and the legendary Brat Stop, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, Elmo Schneider from another galaxy called Spider Dome, our video coordinator. I'm having a little trouble here. Spider Ronnie, the camera dude, along with our engineer, Wacky Wayne, who is all jacked up because October is roadkill month here in the Tri-County area. I still think you ought to take on your way back to Antioch.
Yeah.
Take Old Green Bay Road, pick up some fresh possum.
You think so?
And some skunk.
All right.
And tell the missus when you get home, this is a premiere, of what you're going to get next week on Sweet Estate for 2 hours.
I have a great roadkill recipe, though. You wrap the thing in tinfoil and put it right on the engine manifold in your car and just drive along and it cooks it right up.
And we let Shirley call in with her recipes. Forget that business. We got Elmo here. We are here each and every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. till noon. Also, if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune in AM 1050 WIP tomorrow and listen to the replay of this morning's broadcast. And don't forget to join the Kenosha Nation, like us on Facebook. Status of the Secret Word Challenge, nobody has won. A $25 gift certificate to Mike Bjorn's Clothing here in hot downtown Kenosha. Offering the largest selection of men's suits in all of southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois for only $179. You can find them on Facebook or call them at 262-652-0648. Emma, do we want to give a hint? We've got about 22 minutes here.
It is a type of spice.
A type of spice.
Or it is used in a... This word is also, or is normally, or not normally, but sometimes followed by the word spice. That's probably better hint. So.
Of which you will never find this at Barter Manor.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
Not even, never.
Martinez. Right.
Well, that ain't it, Spider.
Spider Rod had a hint, but I think we're going to leave that one alone.
This week's, I got the wrong here. All right, here we go. And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's edition of As the Brat Turns, High Five Singers and Doofuses. Captain Mike's practicing this for Tuesday.
Well, I'm sure.
Coming to us from the beer garden in the world and famous and legendary Brat Stop, located on the northwest corner of Highways 50 and I-94 here in Kenosha. Open at 8 a.m., 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You okay?
I'll survive. It'll be a near thing.
Well, don't take a dive on us. You can, if you're going to die, do it after noon time.
Afternoon. Yeah.
do it at 12:01. Don't do
right.
this now.
No.
Anyway, they're serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything in between. For more information on what's going on at the Brat, call them at 262-857-2011 as the Brat turns like the sands in the hourglass. In the days of our lives. Should we take this call first?
It's up to you. Your show.
All right, I'll come back to this. Let's take this call first.
All right.
It is my show? When did that happen?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hey, this is Paul from Racine again.
Sure.
I failed to mention one last thing.
Okay.
My last call, and I wanted to share it with your audience. Have you guys seen that body cam video of that sheriff out in California rescuing those two elderly people?
I heard about it. I have not seen it.
I didn't see it, no.
It's absolutely incredible, and I think it to me it provided a whole new perspective on this anthem, and with the football players kneeling instead of standing for the anthem, and this whole slam law enforcement people. When you see, I would encourage you and your listeners to watch that video. When you see it, I mean, this is what these people do.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable. I mean, this guy putting himself right out on the line and managed to save those two people. It's definitely worth looking at and then pausing and thinking about how, in my mind, law enforcement deserves the same respect that our military does, really.
I concur.
So just another one I wanted to add.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, let's get back to this. Ready?
All right.
This week's high five goes to the students at the Brompton School for raising over $3,000 to help fund educational technology enhancements. Their color-a-thon featured a 1.3-kilometer jog around the school to include a color blast for their finale. All the money raised will go toward the purchase of computer-type supplies for their classrooms. And all I can say is the school board should take note of all this. And with Foxconn coming to the area, these kids is going to be their future. So to the kids from Brompton, you are to be congratulated, and we salute you. This week's zinger goes to the Williams College Center for Creative Community Development for insulting my intelligence of .08 and claiming that our museums create $12.2 million of impact in our fair city.
I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
Now, their study states that 237,150 unique people visit our museums. Unique meaning 49% are people who return to the museums more than once a year. Now, let me see if I got this right. I was told there weren't going to be any tough math problems here this morning, but let's see. If we have 75 businesses downtown, 12 mil, let's see, Almo divided by 75, carry the 1, subtract. Wow, that's over That's over $1 million in revenue to each of the downtown business owners.
Wouldn't that be nice?
No wonder they can afford to close 6,
Right.
7 over 4 months. These folks are sitting on a gold mine. Move over, Foxconn. Hello, dinosaurs. This week's doofus, the comedy trifecta of Senator Bob the Corkscrew Corker, T-Rex Tillerson, and, of course, our President Donald Tweeter Trump for not playing very well together in the sandbox. First, you got Mr. Corkscrew called the White House an adult daycare center, and then you got T-Rex calls the president a moron, and, of course, you got the Trumpster who has to one-up everybody and challenge everyone to an IQ test. We say poppycock to all this nonsense. Let's get politics back to the good old days. Bring back Anthony the Wild Wiener, Deep Throat, and hey, just for good behavior, throw in Monica Lewinsky. Whoops, I guess I'm sorry I already mentioned her. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. You got that character in North Korea, one dumb chump is thinking, who needs a nuclear bomb when you got these three stooges self-destructing our own country? Now, Wayne. And there you have it, folks. As the broad turns for this Saturday, October 14th, 2017, I'm Scotty Barter, and I approve this message. Oh, boy. Moving right along here. I got to get to we got 2 sponsors left here. A big thank you. I know what the problem is.
Right.
Why haven't what happened to this remodeling, computer remodeling that they were supposed to do? New computer stuff and everything?
Oh, I haven't heard about that.
Well,
I'll take your word for it.
There was a new owners that bought this place back over a year ago.
Yeah.
They promised us that we'd actually have something that resembled something more than a closet.
I think everything goes to the FM side. So it's...
Well,
your guess is as good as mine.
Well, Elmo says everything goes to the FM side, but we're not just chopped liver here.
No.
We're ham hocks. Also, the Kenosha Today Nation, well, be careful.
Hi, Dennis.
Yeah, I'm just calling back in relation to your request for comments on the Columbus issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Columbus definitely should be held in the same regard he is right now. I think the damage that he did to the indigenous American population when he arrived was totally unintentional. It was, there's different antibodies for people from different continents, and when he came over here, the Indians weren't protected against the diseases that the Europeans had, so a lot of them ended up getting sick, and it diluted the Indian population by disease, really. That's the most damage he did, because his intentions toward the native population were not negative at all.
Well, you know lots of stuff, don't you? I said, Dennis.
Well, I'm just saying that Columbus, he actually, I think it's been written in his logs that he appreciated the Native American population and didn't wish them any harm. And when you go somewhere, even today, if you mix with a group of people from a different continent or far different area, you're liable to contract a disease that isn't common over here.
Now, suppose for the moment, hypothetically, that Elmo and I decide to seek the new world, and we end up in Waterford. Now, should we bring shot records? Because neither one of us have any diseases. Or are you just gonna let us take over Waterford with no questions asked?
Well, I think you guys could actually take over Waterford with your jocularity and your technical ability. I think it would vitalize the area.
Elmo?
Technical ability?
Jocularity. That's
hey,
funny.
2 for 2.
No.
I use that word because I heard Kevin use it yesterday.
Well, does Waterford have a mayor?
No, they have a town supervisor.
Oh, so I there's no hope or chance that I have to run for mayor and lose a third time, right?
Right.
Well, you could run for town supervisor.
Was that involve a campaign? You going to be my campaign manager?
Oh, definitely.
Hey, how's the missus doing? What's her name?
She's doing well. I'm going to tell you, Scott, I'm really proud of her. She's on, I won't plug the product, but she's on a product to help her with weight loss that she's trying. In the last 8.5 months, she's lost over 100 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot for that.
It's like a whole person right there.
So we get another call here.
Look at it coming down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dennis, I got to take another call, and I appreciate your
discretion.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy, man.
All right, thanks. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, gentlemen.
George.
Scotty, you got part of your duplicity right.
Okay, what did I miss?
The entire Congress of Washington, D.C.
Well, it was only...
In other words, what I'm saying, it ain't just the White House that's a kitty care center. So is the entire Congress.
Well, I would tend to agree with you, and I think you'll probably get a lot of support there, George.
I wouldn't doubt it.
These guys can't... no, the sun goes up, and the Democrats say the sun's going down. And even in the Republican Party, they can't agree on what's going on. So I think the American public has about had it with these characters.
I know I've had it for the last few years.
Hey, George.
Then you wonder why it's harder to go out and vote.
Well, voting, people win. I always said people don't win election; the other guys lose them. But you know what? Everybody was saying, well, had the Trumpster run against Bernie Sanders, Sanders would have beat him. But we don't know. That's why we have these things called elections.
Yeah, we'll never know that.
Yeah, well, exactly right.
Just remember, people get the government they deserve.
Well, that's right. That's
all about right.
All right, George.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Hey, we were talking about the new Harvey Weinstein, is it? Or Weinstein? Weinstein towers going into the down by the old Chrysler site. But this came across. This is going to be an announcement next week. A $10 billion ball bearing plant is going to be located across the street. This is in Alderman, what's his name? Little Anthony Kennedy's district in the old Bonnie Haynes site. And Governor Walker is going to announce this next week, and their new CEO, the ball bearing guru, it's actually going to be Captain Mike. And BallCon is what they're calling this, and they're going to seek trolley pass credits from the city. Got at least 25 people. Competitive wages starting as low as $6.50, which is coincidentally the price of a Long Island. And free health insurance if your blood alcohol level exceeds 0.08. This is getting better and better.
Yeah.
And priority hiring goes to registered perverts. That'll be across the street, kitty corner.
That's right.
In Pervert World. And construction is expected to begin for the first phase of this BallCon in early 2018. And, of course, the Kenosha Today redo phase will begin probably about 3 or 4 months right after that, later 2018. So you got to check your local listings. This, what's his name? Governor Walker's going to be down here to announce the new BallCon. It's a new ball bearing plant that's going in the Bonnie Haymes site, kitty corner from Pervert's World. So, man, we got lots going on here.
Lots going on.
Now, Scott, I would like to comment on the Boy Scout situation.
Sure, go ahead.
Here. So it's and you brought up a possible problem about co-ed camps and things like that.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Okay, what did I do?
They said you get into those teenage years and you hit about 14 and there might be some problems. Well, there has been a institution that thousands of Kenoshans have gone through here, which was kind of the same situation.
Leave Barter Manor out of this.
No,
go ahead.
And that's band camp.
Oh, yeah.
And I can, I'm a veteran of band camp.
Yeah.
And I can pretty well almost say that nothing untoward ever happened at band camp. Now, the chaperones and instructors I can't talk about, but, that's
so the kids were well behaved, but the chaperones
that's right.
at band camp.
Yeah, but, that's been going on for decades here, and there's really never been a
Now,
problem
we're not
with
accusing
that,
anybody of any wrongdoing.
No, not at all. No.
We're just, but you're saying that the temptation is there when you got a hormonal. Hormonal. I was going to say a male with 14 with hormones raging. That's what
that's right. 14-year-old girls with hormones raging too.
Yeah.
So,
And,
14, 15, 16, 17, right in there.
Yeah, we'll have to
18 to 65. Yeah.
What'd you bring up 65 for?
Well, I don't know. It's just hormones raging.
Does it end at that point?
Somehow I don't think it ends at that point.
We are going to. No, it doesn't.
No.
And, you have to take the right. Well, you pedal.
Oh,
pills. You have to
I know what
pedal
needs to happen. Yeah.
And by the way, for those are looking for them registered, I could be registered at your Walgreens too, for
the little blue pill.
the 6-pack of pills. So.